Alexandra, and this is Sarah, and we're here at the Aurora Public Library.
Today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite and least favorite books that were turned into movies.
So the first one I brought was Forrest Gump, which is a really famous movie. I actually saw the movie before I read the book, which might be the reason why I actually preferred the movie, just because it was what I saw first and it was what I was expecting when I started reading. But it turns out that the book and the movie are almost completely different. The storyline, and there's different characters, and a lot of it changes. And although I liked the book, I think I preferred the movie. And I'm glad that they chose to omit the things that they did. And it's a really good movie. It makes me cry almost within the first 5 minutes. And the book, it's more actually a comedy, kind of. There's a lot more humor, and it's a lot funnier than the movie.
I haven't seen or read this book, so we'll have to see. First one I brought was Lord of the Rings. I actually loved the movie adaptations of it. I think they stuck really, really well to the storyline and the characters and the feel of the book. Like, the book is a very dense read, but they managed to convey like almost everything that was in the book in the movie. I just think like they did an amazing job. So I actually really, really liked the movie.
The second book that I brought is Slumdog Millionaire by Vikas Swara, and it was actually first published as Q&A, and this is another book that I saw the movie first. So again, it was really different, just like Forrest Gump. There's a lot of different characters and a lot of different plot in this book, but I really, really enjoyed it, and this is probably the one I would recommend the most. It's a really good read. It can be kind of challenging at times just because of the territory, and it's a pretty serious read, but there's also a lot of comedy. I really love his writing style, and if you like movies, I would definitely recommend seeing the movie. It was really, really well done.
The next one I brought is Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. I actually didn't really like the movie adaptation very much.
I love the movie. I love the movie.
I read the book and then I saw the movie, and I don't know, I fell in love with like the way the characters progressed and the way the characters were presented in the book. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, that's not right.
I know, but you can't get the musical. Like the music and the singing and Anne Hathaway. Like, come on.
I don't even like Anne Hathaway.
Okay, so for any romance lovers out there, Nicholas Sparks, he always has kind of the same story, I guess. It's a lot of the same in his books, but the last song. So the last song, the movie, I think it was actually written to become a movie. Like, he had specific actors and actresses in mind. So with that in mind, I think that the movie adaptation was good. I think that it made a lot of sense. What do you think? I liked the movie a lot, actually. I thought it was like a good adaptation of the book. The book I liked slightly better just because like I felt like we got to know the main character, Ronnie, and we got to know kind of her relationship with her dad, and everything felt more personal because we were getting like an insider's look into her mind, whereas the movie, like, it was presented beautifully. It both made me cry so hard, but I think the book just focused more on the characters versus like the action and what was actually happening. Mm-hmm. And I think just as a general rule, when books are being turned into movies, it's so hard to get like what you said, the perspective, the narration that the books provide. It completely changes the story. It completely changes how you view the characters, and I think sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad, and it all depends on how the directors and the actors handle it, I think.
Yeah. Next one I brought was Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis. The movie version I saw, it was a good standalone movie. I enjoyed the movie, but I wasn't a very big fan of like how it was presented compared to the book. I really, really liked the movie, but it wasn't really close to the book in my mind. I did not like the extra romance added with Susan and Caspian. It just was really weird in my mind.
Yeah, I remember, because I read this book a long time ago with the series, and I remember thinking that it was the same way with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I really liked the book, and I think they're really well written. And I think that the movies, they're more modern, definitely, which I think kind of changes the characters and the whole situation.
Yeah.
The last one that I brought is probably the most popular one that everyone has seen and read, The Hunger Games. And Catching Fire actually just came out, but I just brought the first one. I loved the book and the movie. I think I preferred the book though, I'm not gonna lie. I love Jennifer Lawrence, I love the actors that they picked, but I feel like the plot, it was just a little bit better in the book. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think I definitely liked the first book better than the movie. First movie better than, no, I messed up. I think I liked the book better than the movie because I felt like there was a lot more depth to the character that was presented and brought across. But for the second one, I liked the book better. I felt like in the book they focused more on the political side and the rebellion, and in the movie it was all about the love triangle.
That's
I didn't
true.
like the way that was presented.
Yeah, and I think that it's so important with these books that are so relevant to today's media and today's sort of government as well. I think it's really important that you get all aspects of the book instead of just focusing on the romance. And I think that this book and that idea is really relevant to society today because in politics we always look for the romance and the sort of the superficiality of things as opposed to looking at the real issues at play. So I think that this book and this movie are definitely relevant to today, and I think that's why they're an important read.
Yeah. The last one is Anne of Green Gables by Ella Montgomery. I love this movie so much, and I love the book, but the movie was just incredibly done. I would actually almost say I like the book better than the movie. Sorry, Ella Montgomery, but the movie
better than the book.
The movie was better than the book, actually. I think the main actress who plays Anne, Megan Follows, did an incredible job portraying Anne, and really all of the cast was just so true to their characters. They did edit a few scenes out of the book that I missed, but it was just truly a beautiful piece of work, and I was so happy with the adaptation.
I've read it, I've never seen the movie, but I think that that's definitely one I'll put onto my list now to see.